Well, I think everything makes sense in a way, but there's a lot of loose deal.
I kind of explain it in a different way on my channel.
See, now this is Joesph, and he's a mini quasi. He's a quasi luminous, but you can ask him questions and he explains it and will does it to a T. Like Quasi's been doing it for a long time and he's just kind of like, get it, retards. And Joesph kind of like lets you understand if you have any questions, because I still have a lot of questions, Edgar, especially now that I know about the Hollow Earth.
Well, the thing that I noticed on this, on this type of topics, I remember. Well, I'll give you a little bit of my background, so this sense. I wasted my whole basic education, right? And I always been like really smart memorizing things and understanding them, but I've never been good with work and being on time and all that. So my grades always were just good enough, right? I always passed the exams with good grades, but I always fell in attendance and homework and all the other stuff. But I never in language, I never actually learned my native language, Spanish. I did, but in a slang way. I never were good in grammar or anything like that. So when I came to the United States, to be honest, I didn't know how to speak properly Spanish, and I started learning a new language, English, right? So it was difficult for me. But I always been an actor since I was little. Got professionally.
That's cool.
Had to read more, so I started learning the languages, both of them, Spanish and English.
Yeah.
And when I noticed how fucked up my language was, I started noticing in other people how they speak incorrectly, right? But it was a new thing for me. So I was like really excited that I had like an answer, and anybody that I crossed my path that said something, misspelled something or said something wrong, I would have this anxiety to correct them, you know?
Yeah.
And I think this happens with this situation when you just discovering something, you think you have the answer for everything, and nobody understands you, and they're just wrong, you know? And I think if you just calm down that anxiety or that emotion, you're able to land ideas better. And and you cannot approach this without being intolerant. You gotta understand that this is a difficult task for in a personal way, to disconstruct the ideas that you have been put on since birth, to be able to disconstruct it. Is that a word?
Yeah.
Yeah. Excuse me, I'll be right back. You're gonna like my new video, man.
So that's what I noticed about that guy, that it was in the blood over intent, that he just has too much emotion, too much anger, too much I don't know. I think he needs to cool down to land his ideas and be more tolerant. Tolerant with other people, to understand that this is a difficult thing. I mean, it is really hard, and it's like an everyday thing that you gotta work on it. Personally, you cannot worry about people understanding you. You need to understand yourself. Does that make any sense?
I feel like, yeah, it makes a lot of sense, and that's why I haven't really made videos with him in a long time, because he Skypes me and he has a good point.
Yeah,
but it's just
does.
You can't.
I mean, I'm not saying
questions.
that.
Yeah, you just can't ask him questions, or he doesn't really he just says it and that's it. But Joesph draws out the pictures. Joesph shows you it. Joesph gets it just like he gets it, but it's a personable, I know I need to make a video about that, because I still don't even get it really. I don't know what the black hole sun is. the astral leg. I really don't know this shit either.
Black hole sun is the goddess. It's like
the black hole sun is the goddess.
Joesph.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
The other thing that it's been rattling in my head is that I'm afraid that what I do know that a lot of shit is fucked up. That a lot of shit that we think it is not. You know, I know that. I know that. But I'm afraid that we, and I say we as a community of people that are trying to figure things out, can make the same mistake as other generation has, that they notice that things are not the way they say, and they assume things, and they just take it, and it turns out into like a dogma, you know?
Yeah, but the key is not to assume and not to think. You want to follow your intuition 100%, but only do this like when you go to sleep. You want to clear your mind, and so don't go to sleep thinking about your day or the next day or like somebody you like. You want to clear your mind and go to sleep with the intention of receiving the best possible future from your double, who is you in the past. And then just go to sleep with that intent and just, just clear your mind otherwise, and then wake up and follow your intuition. Just like if you get the idea to go climb a tree or something, just go do it.
Mm-hmm.
Like right then.
No, and that's what I do. I mean, I that's why I never been able to hang out with a lot of people, because they don't.
Right.
And I've been who I've been, you know, and I don't do things nor like regular communities would do, and that has got me into a lot of trouble, and that has given me a lot of things in this life, you know, like yeah. So it's like it could be dangerous too, and that's why you gotta be smart about it and understand that we still are in a system, you know, and understand that there's people that cannot see what you see, and remember when I used to see the world the same way, and how difficult it was for me to unconstruct all those ideas. And the other thing is that I believe that science got to a point that it became a dogma. But at the beginning, I think science is necessary as the same as like religion, as the same as other stuff. They're basically talking the same thing, but in different codes, and we cannot put all the pieces together. Has to do with the same picture.
Yeah,
in a way.
Everything
like
is
like
exactly
like this
the
whole
same. Movie, every great book you've ever read, like all the blockbusters, they're all the same story, but in a different scenario. Like Lord of the Rings, Harry Potter, it's all the exact same thing.
Yeah.
And it's like telling the story of what you are, and you just have to realize the messages that are hidden within.
And I think that's I'm an artist, and what an artist is interpret interpret how you feel and make a code out of it. Sometimes there's feelings that we cannot express with the codes that we have now, either language, either whatever, and you need to create a new code.
Yeah.
What am I trying to say with this? It's like if I tell you, oh, my when I was dating my baby's mama, our relationship was like Romeo and Juliet. Do you guys have do you guys know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
And I don't need to explain the situation, just with that code that Shakespeare did with that play. you can understand. You know, that's creating a code that we can
Yes.
relate.
Yeah.
It's just
Like,
communication, you know, interpret and do a language with it. Um, and when we don't understand that, we we just pass by life without seeing the little details. And when you see the little details, you notice that there's a code everywhere. It's already there. I mean, it's there. You just have to discover it. You don't create it. It just gets discovered. I was I was reading this um, like this article about this guy saying that everything's already invented. Like the guy that invented the telephone, he said that that information was already out there. He just discovered the code, and that makes sense in a way for me to think that we might be in a in a virtual reality kind of thing.
yeah, we
That's
are.
why
Like,
you need to read that
Matrix,
PDF.
and like we
And
already, we all know everything. We just have to remember it because we've
or
been
discover it or
remembered and
take
we
the codes out
remember.
there. That's why nothing cannot disappear. It just turns out into a different thing, and that's the same thing. Like
Yeah.
the Hindus will say that the energy will change. You know, that's what I'm at right now. Like every I don't think there's only one truth. I think we're just speaking the same thing in different ways, in different languages, in different codes.
That's right.
Because when you're talking about energy, or when you're talking about the Holy Spirit, or when you're talking about
Like prana and chi and all that. Yeah.
religion, reality, it makes sense that he walk on water. You know, it's possible to do those things to break the codes and
Yeah. You can bend the rules.
yeah, bend them. I don't know if you guys seen the new movie about Doctor, the Marvel movie, the new one, Doctor Strange.
Uh, I want to see the Wizard movie. It comes out on the 11th, man.
Check out
It's
the
called
Doctor Strange.
Fantastic Beasts. Oh, I don't know about that. I don't really watch like TV, so I don't know about a lot. I just see like the Wizard commercials on YouTube sometimes.
No, check out that movie because it's just so ridiculous how they put it right in your face. And
Oh yeah. What's
because
it about?
it's a Marvel story, the X-Men and
Oh really?
yeah, adventures and all that stuff. But they just throw it out to you in your face, and they make it seem like they created this fantasy that, and actually I think that's really real what they show there.
I've got I've got three like really old school comic books that I got in Fort Lauderdale when I lived in Florida, and I was looking through them the other day, and it's like the first page they're like talking about like everything that we're talking about. It's just they type just
Yeah.
like you say, it's their own way of saying it. It's the same thing, same story.
So all the energy that is here, all the information, everything that is gonna come up as new technology is already here. We just gotta discover the codes. You know, that's like an artist. What it does, it it makes the possibility. And let's say like the
Yeah.
engineers
Yeah.
grabs that idea and make and but the artist has to create the possibility. You know, discover the possibility of making like the novel, like what's the name, like Around the World in 80 Days or something like that.
I don't know. I haven't read
in
that one.
in
I've
Spanish,
heard
the
something like that.
author is Julio Verne. I don't know, Julio Verne. He
All right.
described in one of his novels the submarine, uh, like 100 years before it was created. But he was I mean, by talking about this fantasy story about this explorer being able to explore the ocean with this apparatus machine thing that he was able to dive in. So just by him being able to imagine that, the engineers open up to the possibility. Does that make sense?
Huh.
No?
There's all kinds of stuff you can do, man.
Did you hear what he said, Joesph?
He kind of cut out at the last second.
Oh, what I was saying is like an artist. What it does is discover a code, like a possibility.
Yeah, like
sees it
he
through
creates it.
whatever in life, a possibility. Let's say, like the submarine thing. He was able to write down a novel, and he's not an engineer. I mean, he just thought about the possibility, and the engineers about reading this are able to try to create it.
Because that's manifesting with your mind. Your mind, 98%, you can do more with just your mind. 98% with your mind and 2% with your physical body. You can get more done with your just thinking it, manifesting it, and then believing it than you could in a whole month of physically trying to do something.
Yeah.
That's been studies. And that's everywhere. I was just reading that in Earth Magic. That's what I was trying to say. And how you feel, the more you feel and are passionate in love and desire, you'll get that way faster because your heart is magnetically 5,000 times stronger than your brain waves.
Like if you just create the feeling like your wish has already come true, or like your intent, if you like feel that feeling like it's already happened, then that's how the magic works. It's emotion.
And like the blood over intent makes sense with the whole religion's part of it about Jesus' blood being given the sacrifice. I don't take it literally, but I mean, I know they're talking about something that we need to address, you know?
Right, because the Bible is allegorical.
It's all like ancient alchemy, and like in alchemy, everything in this whole world is broken down to 3 elements known as the tria prima. And so there's sulfur, which is like the omnipresent life force, like in everything. And then there's mercury, which is the connection between high and low. And there's salt, which is base matter. And it's like our bodies are the salt or the base matter, and our blood is the mercury. It's like a silver flow of mercury, your blood. And the sulfur is like your connection, like your brain, like connecting to your intuition and things like that. And so the 5th element, when you look at like the man with his arms stretched out and his legs, you see 5. So it's air, water, and then fire, and then earth. No, fire, then earth. But the fifth element is ether, and then so that's what the Ethernet is. The internet, like the Akashic records, where everyone's thought is there. It's just like in the Matrix. Like I could go learn. I fly a helicopter just like typing it in online, and it's like, so when you upload your mercury, which is the 5th element, it's like the magic that like this program, this matrix, this world that we're in, it's how this world is controlled, because that's your connection. You as the salt or the base matter, the mercury is your connection to the omnipresent life force. And so when you upload your mercury to the Ethernet, the 5th element, then that's how the magic happens.
And that makes sense with why they want to contaminate our blood with the chemtrails and vaccines and all that shit.
Well, because it's like none of that. There's nothing in this world that's really bad. There's nothing that's good. Like everything is balanced, and you just have to realize that like the vaccines and like the fluoride and all that, that's just like because if you're not catching on to like preschool, you go to kindergarten afterwards, and that's like where you choose your kind, the kinding or the kinder, and you can go to get 1st grade and to college and get your degrees, or you go to the school of wizardry and you learn about this world that you're in and how to like, you know, complete the quest of the Holy Grail, because that's what this world is, the Holy Grail, which is a dish with a hole, and the Antarctic being the like the tick of the clock is the dish, the outside of the dish, and the hole is at the center of the earth. You know. It's all on my channel. I explain it really good, and I have some like couple of various types of music on there to trip people out. But the music, it's crazy. Like after I upload it, I like watch it, and it's like the music. Like sometimes I stutter or like pause, and it's it like goes with the music. Like I don't know, like I'll like.
No, it's because you're in sync. Because you're going with the flow.
Yeah. Might sound crazy, but it ain't no lie. In sync.
But and one of the other things that I've been tripping on is like the whole mathematics, math, how everything is coded, how everything can be represented in a math form. And
yeah, well, it's like the whole Matrix world thing, like. I got really high
like
one time.
The programs.
Like, I understood.
Yeah, if you do a program.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
No, like if you do a program, you gotta do it in a math equations in order to work, and that's how nature works. You can see it. There was this guy that noticed that on the stars there was computer codes. You probably guys know about that. And
I haven't heard that exactly.
And not just any computer codes. Well, like if they using a microscope, they haven't been able to notice. I'm grabbing my sunglasses. If you put the microscope like right between the glasses and my fingers, if you zoom in as much as possible, you get to a point that you cannot see where the hand or my fingers end and the sunglasses start, because molecules from both of them are mixed together, right?
Because what are molecules? What are atoms? Atoms are energy. Everything, this laptop, this chair, everything is
floating around, bounce off each other and stuff is the molecules.
Yeah, and I just read another article that I need to look a little bit further in and to see how real is it. But they say that they got this microscope, and what they saw further down, they got to a point that they saw pixels. And they can explain that.
Yeah, dude. No, have you ever looked into like the night sky or like at a blank wall in the darkness, and you can see like purple dots like flashing and moving around, like it looks just like pixels, and like. I've been noticing him since like fucking high school, and like now I can just look anywhere and I can see the pixels. Like it's just like pixels, and like if you like,
I know
energy, you can like focus on it.
I know exactly what you're talking about, but that's what I was trying to explain to you, Jada. That sometimes, especially from my background and where I live, and the people that I hang, I just cannot have a conversation about this. You know, it's just. Impossible.
I know what you mean.
I
know what you mean.
So, or they might be, I would say, entertained for a little bit and think about it, and that's it. You know, they continue going with their own life.
Well, we all wake up at different times. If that's the word we even use, is wake up. But we only can receive and perceive messages that are ready for us. So my daughter does the same shit. I can have a whole conversation with her and then she'll understand it and I can lead her to everything and she still won't get it. And I'm like, are you serious right now? And that's something that came out of me. So believe me, trust me, I know. She's driving. Go ahead.
But that was the reason that I reached out, you know, just to find people like the Tower of Babel, you know?
Yes. Joesph is like, I haven't even picked his brain yet because it's like I haven't pulled in so many different directions. And this one you were like, well, do you smoke? And I still smoke sometimes. He smokes real tobacco and smokes what he smokes, but I need to cleanse my system. And I say that so I can be clear, so I can comprehend all the messages that are for me. I start clogging myself up with all this sugar. Huh?
Organic tobacco and some good herb, that's gonna clear you out. Like not cigarettes from the store, but like organic tobacco.
Yeah, I know.
We're gonna get some shrooms.
And I mean, I understand that people wants to clean themselves up to be more conscious and whatnot, but I believe that sometimes we don't need to be conscious. We need to see reality distorted so we can see how it's built.
Ooh, I like that.
Because
hey, dude,
this is
when you were talking about the numbers, one time I was like super high on this sailboat, and like I can't explain it now, but like I saw the connection between like a blade of grass and like calculus, like how the blade of grass was built, like with the numbers, like I could just see it.
the thing is we are so trained and programmed to see reality as it is, but I mean you cannot get if you don't get out of the box, right? All heard that stuff, but how do you do it in every day? You do not probable associations. When you associate things that they're not probable, you might be able to see other things that you were not able to see before.
Yeah.
I can't wait to do mushrooms. I cannot wait.
Conversation right now, like this conversation right now is a non-probable association. You know, who the fuck would think that we would be talking about this on this app that I just downloaded? I didn't want to download it.
I know. She made me download it too. Phone. You reminded me of the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, though.
Who's that? Who that?
Oh, you reminded me of that book.
Okay.
They made it a movie, but the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, because they have this like, it's called the improbability drive, and like they like turned on and like just like crazy like improbable shit starts happening.
Well,
and you just reminded me of
it. And that's, and then again, we can start a whole new conversation about the quantum computers and what they're really about, you know?
You sure?
And it's just a matter to see the probabilities and the possibilities and the whole situation where you're living in a day, but we are stuck. I don't like using this term, but it is what it is, like slaves, and just do without seeing the other probabilities that we can do whatever the fuck we want. We really can, you know? That's why I'm not even frustrated about this whole political situation. I knew it was gonna happen. I knew that it needs to happen to open up an opportunity. Let's say if Hillary would have won, which I don't like her at all, but let's just put that scenario. Everything would have stayed the same.
It doesn't make a difference now to me. I'm not worried about it at all.
Mm-hmm. It doesn't affect me at all because I can be anywhere in the world and I can still be me. Doesn't really matter.
Well, Joesph, did you watch any of the video from Daniel and how that all made sense with the 9/11, 11/9? And the whole reason when you have to go cast your ballot, what casting the ballot means, and ballot is Ball's wife and the energy they're getting.
He just said the same thing that Mark said, and then the 9/11, 11/9 thing made sense, but like that was 2001. This is 2016, so it's 3/9, and there was no 6.
There is a 6. 2016 is a 9 year. And if you simplify everything, like numerology would simplify everything to 3 anyway. That's why really you can do the 12 power. It's not just 3, 6, 9. It's 3, 6, 9, 12. People always leave out the 12, but the 12 is the main one. You can simplify 12 to 3.
I'm saying the 6 would be left out, but I don't know. I kind of feel like I've watched a lot of videos from that guy 7, but after a while, I started getting the impression that he was a shill, or like whether or not he is, but he was just like leading me like away from what I needed to be doing, and like I realized that I was wasting time like paying attention to his videos for like hours at a time.
Yeah, you gotta be careful with that kind of stuff too, because we cannot forget that everything that we see and hear and put a thought to it is data. data that we put in our brain, and it's there.
Right.
It's like when you're scrolling down to Instagram or Facebook or whatnot. You get across.
This is what you should put in your brain.
Just don't need
the
to
grimoire
have that information when you talk about it.
This book.
Ramsey. How do you spell coordinates?
Quardenant.
Coordinates, like the strong coordinates in the Bible?
Oh, Quardannance. Coordinates. Coordannance.
Don't ask me.
Y'all are smart.
Dude, that palm tree behind you is sick, man. Wait.
What?
Wait, say something so the camera goes to you. Those are cool.
What?
Oh, those are pretty trees, man.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Big, bushy. You in Florida?
San Diego.
Oh.
Yeah,
you're saying that. I'm in Arizona, man. Look, like, it looks nice, but that's just because we're gardeners. Like, it's all, like, desert all around.
We just ordered our marijuana seeds since it's going to be illegal in California. Oh! Let me...
I had a couple of big plants, but they jacked them. I just had a little one.
Do you guys see that?
No.
You have to talk.
Huh?
I think you have to talk, Edgar, so we can see.
You saw it? Ay, caraja.
So I really was trying to ask the question about about like the sacred seed, because I used to know this guy named Paul.
Did he just leave the call?
What?
Did he just leave the call?
He'll come back. It might have hung up.
The person that's muted. Who's muted?
That's Ramsey.
No, that's
Hey, Ramsey.
It's not Ramsey, man.
I'm used to the dragon head.
Just sitting here listening. Don't worry.
Yeah, I like your picture you got there with the lines and circles.
Yeah, it's just my latest discovery. The true sacred geometry.
Can you email that to me?
Yeah, sure, man. I will.
My email address, it's my first two initials and my last name. So JP, P as in Paul, Newhouse. So jpnewhouse@icloud.com.
I forgot you never saw all Anthony's stuff. He has so many sacred decks that you would just die. He's into all that
I
stuff.
was just looking at that image on the screen there, and that's sick.
It's the true,
yeah, with it, like,
pretty much, what I've discovered is that sacred geometry, the way we were taught, is limited, and it's not true, and it's not living. Now, this is a living toroid field, and it's got infinite possibilities and works off rather than 6, and it gives you so much information. It's unbelievable.
It looks like a tree to me. I want to look at that up close, man. Jada and I are going to look at this big red tree out here. It's huge, and it's got like this center core. Jada, it's on the native land, so we'd have to like sneak over there or something. But
oh my God.
we can drive up on 4 feet. No, you don't want to get tomahawked or nothing.
Oh my God, I don't want to sneak in here.
No, we're just going to go up like 4 peaks, and there's this mountain called Camelback, and it literally looks like a camel like lying down in the desert. And you climb up his back. He has 2 humps. And there's like, if you go up the trail, there's like these sick like caves so you can like smoke bowls, and like we met this one time. I was like trailblazing, like going off the trail a little bit, and we met this guy who was also trailblazing. His name was the Ocean. There was like these huge like rocks, like bigger than like a house, just like chilling, and like we were like walking around there, and he was there, and like we chilled and like smoked. So I think he had some herb. He smoked a joint with us.
I want to do mushrooms.
Yeah. And we're gonna go to Fossil Creek. Yeah.
I'm gonna dig up some mushrooms. Hi, Edgar. I'm gonna dig up some mushrooms that I found out here on the trail that I know are good.
You know they're good, huh?
Yeah, my friend Tamar.
What did I miss?
I told you I'm taking a 2-week trip to Arizona and California.
Well, you might be interested in going to Mexico, to Real de 14.
Yeah, I'd be down to go down to Mexico, but I don't have a passport.
Doesn't really matter.
Do I have to buy one first?
Doesn't matter.
Not really.
Trump's building a wall. We're never gonna get back in.
No, that's what I'm trying to say.
We're gonna sail down past the Baja and hop down there in the fish market. He knows what I'm talking about.
That's my whole point. Go down there before they build the wall, because you're not gonna be able to get out.
I want to go down to Guatemala and then sail to Africa and find there's like secret dinosaurs living in the Congo, like the unexplored.
No shit.
I believe it.
Yeah, like the Brontosaurus. It's called here, I have it right here. I have got my wizard book right here. It talks about it. Or it has a brief mentioning of it anyway. It's called the Mokele Membe.
Mm-hmm.
Reports of a bulky animal with a long neck. So it's like a sauropod. They call it the stopper of rivers.
Well, you have to believe that stuff exists, because I was watching the Great Barrier Reef and you can see what that shit looks like every night. Comes to life.
Look, that's the hippocampus right there. Everybody's like doesn't get the picture. Dude, I almost want you to go to my channel and then come back to the call, like just to watch my newest video talking about the hippocampus. It's gonna trip you out. Do you want to do that?
I can screen share it.
It's like a 6-minute video.
Well, I got a couple of things to do right now, but
all right, man. That's all good.
Like five or 10 more minutes, and I gotta bounce. We should schedule this thing so we can like get the knowledge about the topic that we're gonna talk.
Yeah, I wanted to know because like when this whole stuff happened to me, I had that panic attack in 2012 and 2014. But before that, Joesph, it's not funny. But before that, like in 2012, I was pretty much single. That was my last real boyfriend. And then everything just started changing. And then I started coming across all these people after I got out of religion through Santos, Bonacci. And I used to come across all these people, and they said you can't do anything with the sacred seed. Like, even if you're with somebody, you can't have sex. You have to have like tantric sex and all this stuff. And if you do ejaculate, they put it under their tongue and all this kind of stuff. So I started thinking like, well, before I get in a relationship again, should I even know what we can and can't do, or what people might have already experienced? Because that's really how you learn.
No.
And Edgar said, Joesph, Edgar said you would die if you couldn't ejaculate. He said,
yeah, you get tumor in your balls, you know.
Oh,
it'll go bad. I mean, even if you don't neuter your dog, and
remember, you have to have balance.
Yeah, I mean, sex is a really important thing for humans. I mean, it's basic. It's just if they talk shit about sex, it's just a control thing, you know.
Yeah, I feel like it's stuck in the old ways too, in the religion. Because remember back then, God used to come to the garden, and that's when you could mate. Crazy, and men started laying with men, and men started laying with animals, and all this stuff. because they started creating on their own?
Yeah.
Man, next time we talk, maybe I'll go over the button.
What button?
Yeah, next time. Oh, I don't want to get into it if he's got to go.
I mean, is there a lot to get into? He's saying you can have sex.
Yeah. No,
Right,
there's there's like a place like behind your scrotum that you can like apply pressure and like you won't ejaculate. But like you have to learn how to do it right, otherwise like you're just gonna have an accident.
What?
But yeah, but that's a positive thing. I mean, well, people use that in order to have better sexual relationships.
Okay, so for me being a woman, I came across this lady, and she said, will you explain the blending of auras? And she goes into all this auras about everyone we sleep with, which we know. We have a part of them with us, and we carry that with us. But then I started coming across Earth Magic. I came across Earth Magic, and they were showing studies of if they swab my mouth and put my DNA out of my mouth in a whole nother room 5 miles away, what if I get mad, that DNA reacts the exact same, even if I'm not even in the same vicinity? And so I started thinking like that means everybody, even if I'm not with that person anymore or was years ago, that DNA that they left in me or whatever is still going to react the same wherever they are to this day. And so I started thinking like, okay, I'll get the yoni eggs and cleanse my body with the yoni eggs because I just feel like I have to get my aura back, and I don't know why.
Well, like think about too, you want to like think about all like your like these people that like you've kissed or whatever, and like how like your essence is also in them, and so like you want your essence to be like the best, like the most balanced essence like around, and so that they also get some of that essence like just because of like the like through the roots.
So you're really not even helping. Anthony, what do you think? I don't know. I just know after I saw that study with the DNA, how the DNA was in a whole nother room and the DNA reacted the exact same wherever I act. Like if I'm pissed off, my DNA reacts.
Yeah, no, you're right. That's 100% right.
That can't be a good situation.
But I mean, it's because if you continue going that path, you're gonna end up in a room like in a bubble room with a special oxygen and not being contaminated with anything else. I mean, we're meant to be contaminated, you know. I just explained the thing about they cannot see the difference between where a thing stop existing and the other one starts. Like if you put the sunglasses example that I did. I mean, we are meant to do that. We are meant. Like Joesph said, if you're balanced, you're gonna pass that through, and we need that energy to expand. We don't need to keep it to ourselves.
So how does one cleanse herself? Like if you just want to cleanse out all the past stuff, you just, besides yoni eggs, I'm going to do the yoni eggs. But how do you cleanse yourself? I'm pretty sure there's some people
you don't need anything. So, and emotionally cleanse yourself. Sit down.
What the hell?
I just took a fat bong rip of tobacco.
So it says, on this lady, she says, avoid sex between 3 a.m. and 6 a.m. because of the position of the sun with the earth. It is a very sensitive time of day. Avoid sex within 3 hours after eating and physical exercise when the woman is deeply... What does this even mean? It says, do not have sex with a woman if she's menstruating or under stress, or if you're not in a secure place.
I think
don't have sex if you're not in a secure place.
I think it all depends on what is the purpose of it. Like, is it recreational? Like, are you creating a baby from it, or are you creating something else? Like a bond between you.
So if it's a bond, does it have to be a bond like permanently forever? Or is there any such thing as having a bond with somebody and then like 8 months later you don't have a bond with that person anymore?
You always will. No, you always will, because it doesn't matter. I mean, the person that I'm is putting together all my experiences through life with all the partners, people that I've been to, you know. I cannot regret anything because that helped me be in the position that I'm in today.
Right, Jada,
Yeah,
your spine is the spine of a book, and everything you do is written on a page.
And the Akashic Record by Metatron.
Yep. Stored in the 12, probably 12 chapters, 12 pages. You have 33 columns of spine. So.
Okay, say that again. 33 columns of the spine. What'd you say?
Yeah, 33 vertebrae in the spine.
So what does that mean?
Somebody like watching like TV or something with like, I heard somebody like, get back over here.
No, it's
like, what was that?
They're having a construction over there, and I guess somebody's
really?
Their ass chewed.
Man, they're goofy over there.
California.
Hey, I was just cold brewing this coffee, and I'm gonna stir it real quick, and then rinse it out and fill my cup with ice, and then have some cold coffee.
He's so funny. Look at him. So Edgar, we'll talk more. Yes. Anthony is just amazing. But see, I'm just really finally talking to y'all face to face, and I make more time for things that are important to me, and you guys are like my Fab Five, plus Ramsey.
Thank you.
And you're the only people I can really talk to, and I need to make time for everybody. And I know that he's in Ireland, you're in California, Ramsey's in Arizona, so everyone has a different time zone. But I'm gonna definitely make time because I feel like I just have to.
What time is over there? Like 5?
It's 5 o'clock now.
It's 10 p.m. for me.
10 p.m.
Yeah, it is.
And I just kind of brought all y'all together because it's awkward for me to say, oh, go meet Joesph. You guys have so much in common, because what I feel from you guys, it might be things like I know Joesph can help a lot with blood over intent. And I know Joesph and Anthony are going to be like this, especially you if you're into numbers, which you seem to be, because I know everything to me is pi and phi. So we all have common grounds. It's just awkward, kind of maybe like, you know what I mean, meeting people and kind of figuring everything out. So I said, we'll just all do it at once.
Yeah, plus, I mean, that's what I've been looking for. Sometimes I've been thinking a lot of stuff that just if somebody listens to me and gives me like a feedback, I can order things, you know, and I got so much things that I want to learn that or talk about the same topic with different perspectives. That's what I need, you know, and if I can give something to you guys, awesome.
Okay, listen to this. Oh, Joseph's not even here. So I'm reading this lady, which I don't even know how I found, right? And she says, as a woman, what can I do to lose the imprints of past partners? And she says, everyone has an arc line. Call it the aura. But a woman has an additional arc line between the breasts. Ordinarily, the imprint of every sexual relationship a woman has is never erased from this arc line. However, if you do Sodharshan chakra, Kira, Sodharshan chakra, Kriya, you can definitely clear the imprints out. This meditation has been done for the last 3,000 years. Has anybody been doing that?
No.
I knew that I had to cleanse something out. I knew that there was something. I don't even know how I just flipped to this. So meditation. I don't know. I feel like it'll be good for all of us to cleanse our systems of all past shit.
Well, I do I did that, but just being able to understand that life is what it is and not what I
Yeah.
think it is. And I'm good with my past, you know, and take responsibility of the decisions and the actions that I do, not putting anything on anybody else.
Man, that feels good.
It does.
I
I
mean,
mean,
that made sense
even
to me.
like when you get into a relationship, let's say that person cheated on you, and you're pissed, right? You're mad, and the problem with that is that we were trying to make sense out of it and understand why this person cheated on us, and we're not gonna be able to understand it or have a explanation that satisfy our anxiety or why we are mad. I don't know if you guys been in that scenario. If you guys have been cheated on or cheated on somebody, there's always this question: why? Why? There's no answer to it that will satisfy. Calm yourself down.
Oh no.
And the that a human being can have is having an idea broken. That's why when somebody that you love passed away, it's just the idea that you're not gonna just to understand it, just to deal with it and understand that you're not gonna be able to see him like you used to, and that's the pain. And when reality it goes against your ideals or where you think it is, it hurts. It's a painful process, like a teenager, like changing, evolution, and keep walking. But to me, it helped me a lot. Like when, like if I got cheated on, just take responsibility that when I made a decision being in that relationship, I cannot control her and cannot control her actions. And if I understand that since the beginning of the relationship, if she does something that I don't like, I knew that was a possibility. And I don't put the responsibility on her on how I'm feeling it because I take a chance. So I assume my responsibility and understand that that was that could have happened, and that way I can walk away without having any emotions to the other person and just myself having take responsibility for the decision I took at the beginning.
You're like
You
Superman.
can lose. Huh?
I said you're like Superman because I'm not that grounded, and I want to know why. I never been cheated on, but my one little friend, the last person I opened up to, it was so strange in this whole relationship. It was somebody I would never even normally date, but it was just such a comforting feeling from go. And then it was a chance that he could even have still been with me, did everything, bought me a ring, did all kinds of stuff, just a friendship ring, did all kinds of stuff, but still chose to go back and play like daddy daycare and do all these things. And I'm sitting there thinking like, you know what it is. And he still was like, and I'm like, this can't be real life. And I was just like, I just don't understand. And it's like, I guess maybe I needed closure. And I don't even think it's even closure because at the end of the day, I can just be distracted by something else and I'm gonna be A-okay. Like seriously. But you're right about the question, why?
If you will never find it, and it's gonna hunt you down anywhere until because we forget that we are capable of letting go things, and by things I mean material things, relationships, ideas. We can let them go, and nothing happens. Like if you lose a car, just let it go. If you lose a relationship, just don't try to hold something that is already crumbled.
No, I'm past it now. I have too much pride. I still live in the two-dimensional world, so I have a lot of pride. Mm-hmm. So at the end of the day, when one door shuts, another door opens, and now I don't have him, but now I have you three, so it's even better. Seriously. Okay, well, we can. Joesph, you have something you want to say?
Oh, go ahead, Joe.
What'd you say, Anthony?
No, go ahead, Joseph. Say what you want, man. Speak.
I don't know.
You don't know.
Good man. Yeah, we're all after answers. We're all after some kind of confirmation on our actions, and that's what we've got people for. Ooh.
I can't hear you. What'd you say, Anthony?
Affirmation with our actions and some kind of response, be it from other people, mainly, so we know what effects we're having. We've got to ask questions other people and ourselves without even just that, like somebody, but they don't even have to answer. You know what the body language, their eye movement, things like that. You get an answer, a direct answer. But
I can't really hear you, man.
Yeah,
Yeah, you're going in and out. I couldn't even hear what you were saying. It was going in.
Sorry, brother.
Well, you know what? This is how I'm going to end it. I just do everything with like attracts like. And I don't even, and whatever people do, if they do me wrong, or if you're married and your husband beats you, or you beat your wife, or whatever, all she can do is still treat you accordingly, or if she yells at you or whatever, all you can do is treat her accordingly. Because all you're going to be is judged for yourself. If that's the word I would even use, is judged. I wouldn't even use that word. You can just be responsible for yourself. And karma's a bitch. So that's just what I live by. Like attracts like, and karma.
Well, just think about this. We all kind of are looking for a way to get out of this control system. Am I wrong?
No, you're right.
Okay. Then why do we want to control people? You know, it's incongruent. I mean, revolution starts inside of each one of us. We need to be able to see that we got to be responsible of saying that if we need something in the community, we start with ourselves. It's not about how I get treated. I'm gonna treat you. If you don't get treated how you feel comfortable, you just move away. If you're in a position that you don't like, you just gotta move away. You don't have to control the person to change in order for that person act the way you want to be treated. If it doesn't, we need to accept people by who they are, and quit trying to control them and manipulate them. We do it all the time. We manipulate with our emotions. We manipulate with our actions, and how do we feel? And we figure out a way or another to manipulate. But we just need to let go and just work on ourselves. And sometimes, like, I go back to the same thing. Life is what it is, not what we think it is. Even though we like a person, maybe physically, or maybe because we admire an ability that they have, doesn't mean that they can be our partners. And when we understand that, we stop controlling, and we see things differently and see how people are trying to control. Because you notice when somebody's trying to control you, right?
Yeah.
Can you?
Yeah.
And you recognize that. You recognize that because you know what it is, because you've done it. You cannot recognize something that you don't know.
Right. And that's just like the spiritual laws. I couldn't recognize something in you if it was something that wasn't already in me.
Yeah. You recognize it and you judge it, but you know it because you do it. You experience it.
Yeah.
We gotta be honest with ourselves. Power to self, definitely. We don't trust the power within, so we try and exploit others. Exactly.
Yeah, that's the truth.
And
you guys make
when
me
we
smile.
have our ego, and when we have our ego inflated, way more difficult to find peace. And in order to control our ego, we need to understand what it is. What's because we have an ego for a reason. We need the ego, but we need to know what it is, its function ourselves. The ego is a defense mechanism, automatic defense mechanism that we have to protect our ideas. What do I mean with this? Let's say I start talking shit about Catholics, right? About a Catholic neighbor that I have. And I not even know that one of you guys might be a Catholic, right? I'm not even talking about you guys. But just for me to be talking shit about a Catholic person, it may get offended, and that's what the ego kicks in, because you guys we don't realize that it's the idea that it's been attacked, not the person. But we think that because we're constructed about ideas, automatically we feel we're getting offended, because we stand by that idea, and the ego protects that. If we wouldn't have the ego, anybody would have been able to step on us and just destroy us. But sometimes
you got to be careful with that ego, though, man. It can.
Yeah, we don't recognize the ego, and we don't know what it is for. It's gonna get out of control, and it's gonna take over. The ego is a tool that we have to protect ourselves.
Yes, it's our survival mechanism. It's when we were younger, we cried a certain way to get fed. We cried a certain way to get changed. It was our survival mechanism. And then once you get older, you start hearing a voice saying, if you cut somebody off or flick somebody off, you hear a voice inside saying, why did you just do that? Now you have to start questioning what is what.
You don't have to question yourself. You got to feel yourself. You got to recognize how you feel.
Yeah, that's a better word.
That's the human process. We experience the phenomenon, and we got to realize how we feel, and then analyze it ideally. And we don't do that. We just recognize the situation by an idea. That shouldn't be done. And that's why we are prisoners. That's why we're slaves or whatever, because we just manage ourselves and move ourselves by ideas, not how we feel. We don't recognize how we feel, like mad or pissed off, and we not even know why. You got to go deep down where everything started. The chemical reaction that happens in the body that makes you feel a certain way, and then go from there.
Very nice.
Does it make any sense?
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. And really, all you guys do is just remind me of stuff that I already know.
Yeah. Yeah, it's difficult to keep it on this, but for me, it's really rare that I get pissed off. And if I get pissed off, it's because I choose to, and I'm really conscious about it. And because I know the ability to get pissed off. And if I need to use it as a tool, I use it. But I'm conscious about it.
But that's funny because I'm conscious of all my feelings too. So if it's something that I'm like, why do I like this? I question everyone that comes in my life, because everyone that comes in my life is for a lesson or a blessing or some kind of reason. So I'm looking at everybody that even crosses my path, because nobody just crosses my path just because anymore. And so everyone that crosses, I'm thinking I'm going to invite you in and you're going to find a whole bunch of people that you like, but really you're what I need. And I'm so spoiled. I have 3 of y'all. I need all 3 of y'all. I need Joesph, I need Anthony, I need Edgar, and I need Ramsey to sit and listen to all my problems and make me better.
Well, thank you. Appreciate that. But as well, say with the things that I just said, just be careful with expectations.
Yeah.
Because if you had expectations of people or situations, 95% of the time you're going to get disappointed. Remember, life is not what we think it is. It is what it is.
Well, I'm going to tell you, and I'm going to tell Joesph, and I'm going to tell Anthony, if y'all ever disappoint me, I'm going to beat you up.
If you're willing to get to know us, you will never be disappointed. Why? Because you're going to get to know people in different stages, in different areas. Let's say we start hanging out, and I say, oh, Jada is so nice. She's so laughful. She's beautiful. She knows how to treat me right, whatnot, right? So I construct this ideal from you. and all of a sudden you got a bad day, and you're all pissed off, and you yell.
Then you see
know?
the real
and I'll go, you know what? It's just another part of you. It's another
I know,
part.
I'm just playing because I really don't get mad anymore.
And then I'll go, you know, Jada, you're not what I thought you were. You disappointed me. Of course you're not what I thought you were. You are what you are, and I need to give me a chance to know you really. And there's no way that you can disappoint me. There's no way. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I don't have expectations. I'm not gonna judge, and I'm just gonna get to know you. That's all. In the different ways, and it will not surprise me. I just go and see. Oh, she has this ability. Oh, you know what I mean? I don't know if sometimes it's I'm thinking in English and Spanish, so sometimes it's hard for me
No,
to
yeah,
communicate.
that's right, man. That's right. I understand you.
I mean, I don't. If we really work on ourselves, we can get to a point that we can never ever be disappointed, because there's no reason to be disappointed. We just are. If we want to get to know life, what it is for what it is, and just receive it and take it and react from there and not expect anything. Because whatever's gonna happen is gonna happen. You just work towards something, but you cannot know what's gonna happen. There's no way. There's no way. And why would you want to know? What would you want to play a game that you already know how it's gonna end up?
Edgar, who are you? Who sent you?
Okay.
Who sent you? Because I've been seeing you around, and I'm like, who is this Edgar that keeps popping up? And then I went, and when I was in my inbox today, I was trying to go back and go through because I at least try to reply to people. And then I was like, let me go in here. Then I saw your messages, and I was like, let me reply to Edgar.
Well, I'm just
Edgar. Guys to me.
Coronel from Tijuana.
Yeah, let's all go to Tijuana.
Yeah, I'll take you down there. Give you a tour.
Yeah, let's all just go. I'm coming. I don't know when I'm coming, but it's going to either be, well, we don't celebrate Thanksgiving anyway, but my daughter has a big break from school, so she'll be home. So I'm leaving. When she gets home, I'm leaving. And I don't know if I'm going to catch the bus or maybe fly, because if I catch the bus, that might just be too much for me to handle, even though I love road trips and I like that adventure and I like the people that I meet. I don't know about that trip from Florida all the way to Arizona. That's going to be like 3 days of adventure.
No, take a flight. It's faster.
Take a what?
Faster. A flight.
What? Flying?
Yeah,
it's cheaper and faster.
What's cheaper and faster?
Airplanes.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. So if I book a ticket now, it's probably going to be next to nothing. I don't know. I'm coming now.
I got a place down in Chapala, Jalisco, down there in Mexico. It's a beautiful place that you guys need to meet.
Huh? Sounds nice.
Chapala is a huge lake down in Guadalajara.
Sounds really nice.
Jalisco, yeah.
Make some little kayaks.
I produce, well, I'm an actor, and I produce like theater, film, and videos, but I as well produce music. And to be creative over there. That's, yeah, the energy of the people, the lake, I mean, it's something else. I mean, you guys go into my, well, just Google Chapala, Jalisco.
You're going to have to text me how to spell that, because I'm going to Google it, because I am just ready to, this is 2016, it's a 9-year, it's an ending, and 2017 is about to be beginnings, and I'm just about to be everywhere. I'm just about to just do me and just do life and see what it takes me.
Oh, and just like a side note, I'm an electrician as well. So
wow, Superman!
I actually studied for it. Huh?
You're Superman for real.
I know. Anywho, like everything that we talked about, I understand electricity, how it works. So everything just makes sense, you know, like the other day I was reading an article, like they cannot figure out why the ocean has salt, right?
Mm-hmm.
And with this whole the flat Earth has no forest thing.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
if you go deep depth, I mean, me as an electrician, I can understand lighting, and lighting is a not normal thing. It's a short circuit. I see the moon, and what I see on the moon, what they call craters, those are electrical shocks. I mean, there's a short circuit, and if let's think about the possibility that we don't have forests in this earth. Those trees that they talk about make sense with the whole electrical situation. And the ocean makes sense to have salt in order to let electricity go past by the whole flat thing.
That's
So
like
just
what
because
I
you know
explained
that,
in my YouTube video.
You got the
Like,
missing link on the trees.
like the sun and the
Salt
moon
is
are
the
the
Superconductor, definitely. Yeah.
and you're the salt bridge.
Well,
what?
now, you know, now because there's a missing link. I mean, lighting is not normal. I'm telling you, it shouldn't be like that. I mean, if you built a circuit, they shouldn't be jumping like that. And lighting in this planet shouldn't be happening. Something's missing. There's a short circuit. And if you look at the moon, what
Black
they
hole
call the
sun,
craters.
that's the twilight zone that we're supposed to go to. That's where the trees are on the other side. They took them off this side.
So are you thinking, like, when you say that, are you talking like the inner hollow earth, like how they fly over Antarctica and there's that hole and then there's that one spot you can just get in through there? Is that what you're talking about, Joesph?
Every time, no, because like almost, all right, not every time, but usually when they're talking about like stuff that they find at the South Pole, they always like show you penguins, and there's no penguins at the South Pole. They're only at the North Pole. Okay, and it's just like in the Alien vs. Predator movie. They're like, oh, this pyramid at the South Pole. But then before they go in, they show a fucking penguin, and so they're obviously at the North Pole.
But
I know at the North Pole.
Center of the Earth.
I don't know if
there is no South Pole. The South Pole is the North Pole. It's just the pole going up and down, and the disk is around it.
I don't know about the South Pole, that if there are any penguins or not. In La Patagonia, south in Argentina, there are penguins in there.
Yeah, but like I don't think in the Antarctic, like at the.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't know, and that's another thing. I mean, what it really worries me about, because when we get knowledge, we get excited. You know, we get like, oh, this, and I don't know. Sometimes I'm afraid to make a mistake of getting overexcited about something, and I think that's where science might be able to kick in. But obviously, science is not being used for what it's meant for. You know, it's like right now, like the whole gravity theory and the whole relativity theory.
Well, no.
Everything will change. You know,
it's the whole science. Like the whole world is made in a way so that you have. It's like everything is so obvious once you realize it, but it's like you have to figure it out. You have to learn. It's like this whole world is a school, okay? And until you learn it, you're going to keep dying and being reborn and dying and being reborn until you can figure it out.
Okay, no, I know, I understand that, and I can feel it. But I mean, I'm always questioning everything, and that's why I've been in trouble like my whole fucking life. Like I almost got kicked out of a Catholic school, and anywho, I always question things, and I'll question myself. And
that's my motto.
Yeah,
question everything. And what's funny is what we can say is facts are the earth is covered in 72% water, which is oceans, which is salt water. Our bodies are made up of 72% water, which is salt water, because we're made out of salt and water. We can all agree on Antarctica, and there's something fishy going on about Antarctica. For one, the Hitler stuff and all the streams and rivers there are named after German names. For two, you can't even fly over Antarctica. They have an Antarctica treaty now till when? 2049, where they're not even discussing Antarctica. You can't even do anything with Antarctica. Something's not right.
No, I understand that. I mean, it's really obvious. But what I'm saying is.
But what? What is it? I wonder. Is that the whole? Is that the hollow earth?
But that's the thing. But we can. What I don't want to do myself.
The hole's at the North Pole.
Is just assume something and believe it with faith. Faith for me, it's believe something is without having any proof, without with none of your senses, your sight, your taste, your smell, your ear, you know. And that's what science does. Supposedly, you gotta confirm things with your senses. Either you're gonna be able to see it, hear it, taste it, smell it, feel it. And just going back, let's say when the whole gravity thing happened, right? That they assume, they make all this theory that it kind of makes sense, because it does. There's a reason a lot, like 99% of the population on this plane believes in it, because it makes sense one way or another, you know. But they never prove it. And by making that mistake, assuming that it was,
It's like what I'm trying to say. It's like everything is made so that you can learn, and you can figure it out on your own. Like you have to put two and two together. You can't just look at the one.
But there's a point when you learn that thing by yourself that you can prove it to yourself in a different way than just by faith,
right?
You know, or by assumption,
right?
Because that's what drives you forward to actually discover something. Like the dinosaurs that you were talking about. Like everything makes sense, but you still have the need to go over there and see it, right? We need to confirm that.
Okay, I have a question. What do you think about the moon? I heard you mention something about electricity and the moon. I know something that you will love. This guy named Gunnar and this guy named Matthew. This guy makes like electricity with the lake, and it like shows off like electric sparks off the lake. Like he does all kinds of stuff. But what are you talking about with the moon? Because I don't know what it is with this moon. I just know something's not right. I know we live like in the Truman Show. I get that, but I think everyone needs to read the PDF. Dr. Jameson Narado, the 5th interview. And if you read that, you will understand so much. I'm telling you, that is just, I can't believe my friends Joesph and Anthony haven't read it yet. Anthony, did you read it?
The interview?
You read it?
No.
Oh my God. You three are the worst boyfriends ever.
I'm really bad at homework.
Anthony and Joesph, you guys are all about to be broke up with.
Are you disappointed, Jenna?
It's called, you guys have to read it. I'm going to come and we're going to all do a group circle and I'm going to read it to you because you guys are going to hear it one way or the other. Seriously. And it's going to make so much sense to you guys. You're going to just die.
You had great expectations. That is all. I'm grateful.
I don't have high expectations and I'm not high maintenance. I just want you to read it so you guys can understand.
Well, the way I look at it, like, I mean, talking about the topic about the moon.
Yes.
How my process is this. I forget about everything that I think I know and just experience it with my senses and what I perceive. Because if I try to match my senses to the ideas that are already out there, I'm gonna get lost.
Yeah, it's
So
like you
I
can't
can perceive.
have a full cup to take more information. You gotta have a.
Yeah. So what I see from the moon, one thing is, if the moon was an sphere,
Mm-hmm.
light of the moon, of the light of the sun, that doesn't add up. First of all, a sphere will not be able to reflect the light
Right. Yeah,
to
we
Earth.
know.
Yeah. The other one,
Okay.
Like
as an electrician, I know that the different type of lights, the sunlight is more as of a like amber kind of yellowish light, and the moonlight is.
Do you know that if you
white.
stand in the moonlight, you get colder and like it's warmer in the shade than in the moonlight?
Yeah. And actually, I did that test like 3 years ago.
Yeah, I saw somebody do a test with a little machine.
Yeah, just with the laser. They just put a laser on the ground, just leave it for a little bit of time, and if you on daytime, if you put the laser on the floor where the sun is hidden, it's gonna be hotter than in the shade. But at night it's vice versa. On the light of the moon is colder, and in the shade is warmer.
Yeah.
And that's a fact. And that's something. That's the point that I'm getting. That science needs
It's
to
a cathode and
no?
anode.
Because I might be able to just say all this bullshit, or would have been bullshit if I never tested it myself.
So what was?
Well, you know what a galvanic cell is, right?
What?
I'm sorry.
You know what a galvanic battery cell is, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that's what this world is. The sun and the moon are the cathode and the anode.
Mm-hmm. And it makes sense with the ocean, the salt
The
water.
black
in the
hole
ocean
sun
as well.
would be the voltmeter, and like you or Polaris would act as the salt bridge. We're actually smaller self-replicating galvanic batteries inside of this big one, so that it doesn't run out of power like your car battery. It keeps going because we self-replicate and power it.
But well, the thing that I wanted to say or share with Jada at the beginning. No problem. It's all good.
Pipe down, boys. I need everyone to get along.
What?
I need everyone to get along. I need all three of y'all. I'm just playing.
Oh yeah.
I'm all good. And this is what I wanted to express, because there's a lot of information. There's a lot of people having these theories and discoveries and whatnot. And I mean, if you get into the whole flat Earth thing, it will make a lot of sense, right? But
Yeah.
But I think we need to do something like a social movement where, if we live like in this country, the United States, they invest over 20 billion a year, like in research for NASA. Just ask and demand a society to show a video of the planet Earth, not because I think we should be entitled to.
Didn't you hear that President Obama?
Yeah.
Like a year ago, he said that like in front of a bunch of people, he's like, "We do not have time for the Flat Earth Society," and that was like the end of his speech.
Yeah, but we don't have to give up because of that. There's other ways to push.
Well, that's what we're doing with like our blood over intent. Like it's a magic when you upload your Mercury to the Ethernet.
Okay. And how would that work? Let's say like in this system that we live in with politics and all that. I mean, it would have been like, really easy to.
I don't even think about
truth
politics.
of all, let's say there's a possibility that the people that we believe, because I include myself, that the earth is not what they tell us it is. Why can we just leave it at that and not say, okay, it's flat, even though I believe so, and say it just to prove what they're saying, you know, don't prove me wrong that I'm wrong, or not even propose any other thing. You don't have to propose any other thing. We just need to challenge what they're saying and back it up.
Yeah, well, every way they use to prove the sphere is using an assumption, like the distance of the sun and the size of the sun, and things like that.
No, I know, but I mean, if you go and pay for a service, that's what we do with taxes, and they're investing that. Why can't we just push it to where they have to prove what they're saying is actually true? I mean, that's not too much.
Okay, so let's back that up. You're paying taxes to something that doesn't even exist, that's something that's privately owned. So what are they going to use that money for? They're going to use that money for whatever they want. They know what it is. That the IRS is privately owned. So they could care less what you want to know.
I'll try to put this metaphor. If you go to a taco shop and you say, can I get 3 carne asada tacos? Okay. Can I get guacamole in there? Oh, that's 50 cents extra. Okay, put it in there. And you pay for the 50 cents extra. And they give you the tacos and they're kind of like rolled. And you don't know if there's guacamole in there or not. Are you just going to eat it without saying, just believing because they told you it's in there, even though you don't taste it?
Did you do that?
You know what I mean?
That's a good analogy, man.
It's like guacamole, but you don't open it. It's just like, okay, I believe you.
But Edgar, we get that. We know that. We know this, and that's a great analogy. But everybody here eats the tacos. They don't care. They just pay for the guacamole and pay for extra, and they don't even know if they're even eating real meat in a taco. They're just eating whatever they get.
Yes. And same metaphor. You're in a big line at the taco shop, and you see that everybody's eating those tacos. Doesn't really matter if they don't care. You know what I mean?
Nobody cares.
It doesn't matter if they don't care if they're eating tacos without guacamole, even though they're paying for it. But I want to know.
Man, this is brilliant. yeah.
And there's other people that might be like, hey, yeah, I just want to know if they have guacamole. I'm not saying that you put chipotle sauce, or this is not. I mean, I'm not making any assumptions. I just want to confirm what I pay for it. That's all. Because if you abort this in an aggressive way, that you're lying to me, if you go to a taco shop and you tell them being all aggressive, you're lying to me, you cheated, you're blah blah blah, they're gonna get defensive. But if you see like, can you just open up those tacos, please? You know?
Okay, but
it's just the way
this world is so sleek that these people, I can serve you whatever, and you can ask for guacamole, and I can actually serve you a piece of cardboard, and I can paint on it and make it look like a paper mache taco and eat it and think it's a real taco and say, oh yeah, it's so good, just like the Emperor's New Clothes, the fairy tale. I like your new clothes because no one would act like they couldn't see, so everyone does just like the Emperor's New Clothes. So you're preaching to the choir.
Yeah, but just let those people eat those tacos.
And they all are.
You don't have to convince. You don't have to convince that people that they're not eating guacamole. It doesn't really matter, you know?
Right.
Yeah.
Because I think a lot of effort is trying to convince people, and this is a subject that it doesn't need to convince anybody.
Right.
I mean, a lot of effort, a lot of energy is about open your eyes. It doesn't really matter. It doesn't really matter. You just gotta satisfy your needs, and as an individual, government, and push it in their way that they work. You know, get into that system, know how to work the system, because you're not gonna be able to go against it. you gotta be able to surf the wave. If you're trying to stop the wave, you're gonna get fucked.
Yeah.
At least that's what I see with history, you know. Personal experience in life. Every time that I feel that somebody's fucking with me, and if I get aggressive, it turns out me being in jail or some shit like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
You're 100% right.
And as a communicator, to know who you're talking to, and what do you want to do. So if I have an idea and I want to communicate with you, I cannot be so stubborn that I want you to understand me how I understand things. I gotta go way beyond that and understand and have the ability to communicate what I'm thinking in order for you to understand it. And
Yeah,
in order
we
for
have
me
to
to
drop to a middle
have
level.
the to communicate properly. I mean, it's not, if I'm the one that want to communicate, it's not your responsibility to have the skills to understand me. I need to have the skills to be able to communicate.
Yeah.
And we're not, well, what I've seen out there is a lack of knowledge of how to communicate things.
Well, you know that we're coming into the
what you're
age of
saying,
Aquarius.
it's how you say it. Doesn't matter what you're saying, it's how you say it the whole time.
Yeah.
Look what Donald Trump just did. I mean, he went to some states and called them fucking dumbasses, and they ate it.
Yeah. I cannot believe Donald Trump is about to be president.
Dude.
You know what, though? If I did vote, I would have voted for Donald, because I'd rather have someone straight up and say all the shit he says straight up to my face than someone sneaky and cheating and hiding. And I just don't get along with people like that. So I'd rather have someone raw and uncut in my face too. At least I know what I'm getting.
Well, I know what would have been getting either way.
He has to make it to the White House, though, still. He has 70 days. And don't you know, the day that he gets inaugurated is 70 days. What is it? I put it on my Facebook. It's going to be a 777 number. It's the seventh day from his birthday. Something. Let me find it.
Nice. I'm liking where this is going.
And I don't know if you guys saw the speech that he gave with the Catholics.
No, I don't watch any of that.
Hillary was there too. Well, he talked about the
Bad for your eyes.
the new world order. So he has the same agenda than George Bush, father, son, Clinton, Obama. I mean, it's the same agenda.
What'd you say?
Donald Trump talked about the new world order.
You guys all know that all the presidents are related, and they're not all just related. They're all related to King John Lackland, and you know who he was, right?
Yes. Yeah. There's only one that is not related, I think.
Who?
Or not? I don't have that info right now, but I can get it to you.
Okay, so it says Trump will be. It says Trump will be 70 in 7 months and 7 days old on his first day as president of the USA. What does that even mean? 70 in 7 months and 7 days old on his first day as president of USA. Somebody sent that to me.
I don't know. I gotta look into it.
Yeah.
But as well, you guys knew that the first time a president talked about the new world order in 9/11 as well. That was
Say it again.
Bush.
Yeah, the grandpa.
Yeah, the first time that they made it in a public speech, as an official public speech for a president talking about the new world order. It was in 9/11. I think it was 93, 94, 92 maybe.
Yeah, and you know who their granddad was, right?
And get this shit. In Mexico, to have the emergency call for 066, they just change it.
What? 9/11.
911.
9/11.
Yeah.
So it used to be
That's the
06.
emergency call. Before it was 066, and now nationwide it's gonna be 911.
So what?
Yeah, well, you know
And
they
I
have.
know,
Go ahead.
no, and I just read that a bunch of other Latin American countries are going forward with it as well, using the 911, 911 emergency call system.
Because that's our emergency call system here.
Not really ours. It's has a whole different meaning in the spell world. It's a spell when you call for emergency 911.
Yeah, I'm all about the numbers and the magic, because that's what first even brought me to any of this. Was I started realizing everything is pi and phi exactly. Every single thing is pi and phi exactly. Then you could even get everything to the magic square, like every single thing. It's just ridiculous. So, yeah, this shit's crazy. I was reading something about Halloween hypnosis. I'm gonna watch a couple videos of that guy's video that you don't like, Daniel. I mean Joesph. That Daniel posted. Just to see. Okay, y'all.
He's got some information that's kind of cool to hear, but like, it's just like he gets into like a waste of time and like, I don't know. Like, I don't know. I probably learned something from him when I was watching his stuff, but like, I don't watch it anymore.
Hey, you guys, I guess I gotta bounce out of here. Already
Yeah, we're all leaving.
overdue because this is really interesting for me. I was waiting for this for a long time. Appreciate y'all to take the time, and kind of let me in a little bit. I apologize if I overtalk, but
No, you're great.
Okay,
Okay, y'all. So we'll just meet back up. You know, I'm be everywhere. I'm random. So right now I'm about to take a shower and get shit together, but we'll meet back up. We'll figure something out. We'll get on a subject because we're just like all over the place.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's pick a specific topic, put a date and a time, and we'll just go at it and see.
Yeah, because Anthony just texted and said we need the New World Order. So
Anthony
maybe that was what we were talking about. Anthony, who's on here, he said we need a New World Order. So we'll talk about that because I went through all that martial law and the shit. If martial law kicks in, Barack Obama doesn't even have to leave the office. So, and we still have 70 days before that one even gets in there. So we'll see.
Yeah, that's a good topic because, yeah, I think I believe that that's a good topic to talk about.
So we'll talk about martial law.
Or New World Order.
Yeah, a New World Order, because I read something. This lady had posted these book pages to my Facebook a long time ago about the New World Order, and it's just like what it is. And it's so out in the open, just like you said, George Bush mentioned it in public. Like, this is not a secret.
And every president afterward, every president after that, Clinton did it, George Bush Jr., Obama, and now Donald.
And you know that they have to, they have no problem at all. That's how their magic works. They plant the seed and they have no problem waiting 20, 30 years for it to harvest.
The way they're like, want to look into this, like, oh, let's talk about the New World Order. Let's talk about these evil plans of martial law. But like, making you feel bad and like making you get this fear, which is just false evidence appearing real. Like I've heard people talking about like stuff like that for years, and like sure it's gonna happen, but like think about it, you can just follow your intuition when it does happen, and it's gonna be like you're in some kind of like crazy ass movie. Everything to do because you're just gonna follow your intuition. It's gonna be fun.
Yeah, I already got my Isuzu Trooper off-road truck filled up with all the camping stuff to survive. Yeah, I'm ready for that kind of stuff. But,
oh my God. Do you hear him, Joesph? I got to get closer to y'all.
Yeah, good.
Move to Cali.
I'm moving to Montana.
But,
I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
I
a
love
problem.
y'all.
Okay.
Bye, y'all. Hang up.
Bye bye.
All right.